The Pittsburgh Steelers could still end up adding a wide receiver if the price is right, Assistant General Manager Andy Weidl said. Weidl has been impressed by what second-year wide receiver Roman Wilson and veteran Scotty Miller have showcased a lot of potential, but Weidl did not close the door on adding someone to a room that could still use help. We're good there, watching these guys grow and develop. We're always going to keep an eye on them. When a player becomes available, as we talked about last year, we always do our due diligence. That's our job. Any player that becomes available in any position in the league, that's on us. We have to know the player. If it's the right player at the right price, we'll look at it, Weidl said. General Manager Omar Khan said originally he thought the team was fine at wide receiver to open training camp, and after weeks of watching that group, he still feels the same way. I feel really good about that receiver room, Khan said during an interview on the 102.5 WDV's morning show on Tuesday. In my opening press conference, I got a bunch of questions comparing it to last year. And, to me, it's not even close. I mean, you guys saw some of it this past weekend. Calvin Austin is banged up a little bit, but we'll get him back. But Roman Wilson and Brandon Johnson, you saw the emergence of young guys like Keshawn Williams, and obviously we added DK Metcalf. I feel good about this group. And when we traded for Jonnu Smith, I loved his versatility. Wilson has emerged as the top option for the team's wide receiver spot next to Metcalf. Calvin Austin III has missed time with an abdominal injury, and that has knocked him back in the totem pole, while Wilson has put together a great training camp. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph addressed his return to Acrisure Stadium in Week 2 of the NFL preseason. Quarterback Mason Rudolph won't officially make his return to Acrisure Stadium until Week 2 of the 2025 regular season. That's when the Pittsburgh Steelers will host the Seattle Seahawks for their home opener. But he was back in the building for Week 2 of the preseason Saturday night versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rudolph expressed to the media after the 17-14 loss how great it was to make his home return for Pittsburgh. It was great. A lot of great memories here, and so thankful to be back in such a great organization, Rudolph told reporters. I definitely enjoyed running back out of that tunnel with his team and being in black and gold and having some fun out there. Rudolph started the contest and played the first 3 offensive series. He completed 3 of 5 passes for 46 yards with a touchdown and an interception. Steelers' Mason Rudolph makes return to Acrisure Stadium. Rudolph left in free agency to sign with the Tennessee Titans last year. But after just a year away from Pittsburgh, Rudolph agreed to return to the Steelers on a 2-year deal this past March. The 30-year-old quarterback spent the first 5 seasons of his NFL career in Pittsburgh. He posted an 8-4-1 record, including 3-0 mark to end the 2023 season. In those 3 starts during 2023, Rudolph completed 74.3% of his passes and averaged 9.7 yards per attempt. He also had 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Rudolph went 1-4 as a starter for the Titans last season. He averaged 6.7 yards per attempt with 9 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in 8 games. The veteran quarterback returned to Pittsburgh to serve as the team's number 2 signal caller. The Steelers signed Aaron Rodgers, who hasn't played in the preseason yet, on June 5th. In the first 2 exhibition games of 2025, Rudolph went 12 for 15 with 130 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Derek Harmon addresses playing at Acrisure Stadium for first time. While Rudolph was making his return to Acrisure Stadium, many Steelers were playing there for the first time in their NFL careers. One of those players was first-round rookie Derek Harmon. The defensive lineman expressed to reporters that he was thrilled to be in front of a stadium filled with Steelers fans. It was beautiful, man. It was real beautiful, Harmon said to the media. Kind of took me back to Oregon a little bit how loud they were out there. It was beautiful to have all the fans be home finally. Harmon played 23 defensive snaps in Week 2 versus the Buccaneers. That was down from the 32 defensive snaps he played against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 1 of the preseason. That decrease in playing time isn't all that unexpected for rookies. Harmon is expected to be in the Steelers' starting lineup when the regular season begins on September 7th. The Steelers drafted Harmon at number 21 overall in the 2025 NFL Draft. As he mentioned, Harmon played college football at another loud venue, Autzen Stadium, where the Oregon Ducks host their home games. Harmon posted 116 combined tackles, including 18 tackles for loss and 8.5 sacks in 42 college games. Last season, he registered 11 tackles for loss and 5 sacks in 14 contests. Wide receiver was arguably the Pittsburgh Steelers' biggest area of need heading into the offseason. The team addressed that need by acquiring two-time Pro Bowl receiver DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks and Pro Bowl tight end Jonas Smith from the Miami Dolphins, but it created another hole when it traded George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys back in early May. Pittsburgh's WR depth chart behind Metcalf leaves much to be desired. Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin III, Robert Woods, and Scotty Miller, Pittsburgh's presumed number 2 to 5 receivers, logged a combined 61 catches, 810 yards, and 4 touchdowns last season, and with quarterback Aaron Rodgers taking over under center, the Steelers are rumored to still be in the market for an upgrade at receiver. Pittsburgh has been linked to Green Bay Packers wideout Romeo Doubs and New York Jets receiver Allen Lazard, both former teammates of Rodgers, plus Washington Commanders star Terry McLaurin, but there's perhaps another receiver who could find himself catching passes from Rodgers in 2025. During a recent appearance on the Club Random podcast with Ball Maher, former Giants, Cleveland Browns, Los Angeles Rams, and Miami Dolphins WR Odell Beckham Jr. hinted that he could potentially be on the verge of signing with the Steelers. "Why don't you join the Steelers? That'd be great because he's on the Steelers now," Maher asked. "I won't say that it's not a possibility, and I won't say that I haven't had any communications," Beckham Jr. responded. "I'm not done, I'll tell you that." Beyond his friendship with Rodgers, Beckham Jr. admitted that he was intrigued at the prospect of playing for head coach Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, a team he claims was originally planning to draft him back in 2014. "I love Mike Tomlin," Beckham Jr. added. "I was actually supposed to be drafted to the Steelers. That was the meeting that I had when I was like, okay, I'm going to the Steelers, and the Giants ended up taking me at 12, and the Steelers had the 16th pick. Maybe I think they took Ryan Shazier in hat draft." A 3-time Pro Bowler and 2-time All-Pro, Beckham Jr. has been ravaged by injuries over the last 5 years. He missed 9 games in 2020, 3 in 2021, 3 in 2023, 8 in 2024, and the entire 2022 season with a series of ailments including a lower lumbar issue, 2 torn ACLs, a shoulder sprain, a hip bruise, and an ankle sprain. Beckham Jr., who's currently a free agent, totaled just 9 catches for 55 yards with the Dolphins last season. With the Steelers looking to add to their WR room before their Week 1 matchup against the New York Jets, it's possible Beckham Jr.'s phone could be ringing soon.